When you fall down, you have to get back up. When is it going to happen to me?
It's hard to have patience. I mean, it is. If you really want it bad enough, you cannot skip steps.
Be grateful for what you got.
If you really want to get on that grind and you don't like your job,
I'm still cooking their bacon.
Because you're always going to be wondering, what if?
Damn, I'm only here for one reason and one reason only, though. Patience starts now.
Episode 4 of Patience, the podcast with your hosts, Donny D and SammieG. Today we have a very special guest by the name of Jamarri Holloway. He's a financial strategist from Colorado. Welcome to the show, Jamarri.
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
Good. How you feeling over there?
Feeling good. Always good, man.
That's good to hear. So, Jamarri, tell us a little bit about your background and a little bit about your business there in Colorado.
I'm 21 years old. I graduated high school in 2016. When I graduated, I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. I was kind of lost. I didn't go to the best school. Actually, I'm from California, and I went to a school called Fairfield High in Cali. And, the school was so bad that even teachers didn't even want to work there. I had substitute teachers for years straight. I had math classes where I had a different sub every day. It was just wild, man. So educationally wise, I didn't go to the best school, and I really wasn't taught, nothing about business or anything. So I knew what I wanted out of life, but when I graduated, I didn't know how to get it. I moved out to Colorado. My dad hit me up and was all like, hey, if you want to make some money, this might be for you, it might not be. My electrical company is hiring. So, you know what? I don't have nothing to lose. It's a career. They paid for my school. And I did electrical for 2 years. And it just wasn't for me. But I did learn a lot from it. It taught me how to work, taught me how to put my head down, taught me what I didn't want out of life. It got me thinking about what I did want out of life. And then I ended up quitting after 2 years of doing electrical, 2 years of school. Then I was like, you know what? I'm about to join the Air Force because I still don't know what I want to do. I always knew I wanted to do real estate. I wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to dress up nice every day, time freedom, and I wanted to build a life that I didn't need a vacation from. When I quit there, I was like, okay, I'm about to join the Air Force. And that's when I started reading a lot of books because I was looking at these jobs on this Air Force list, and I was all like, I don't want to do none of these, Mm-hmm. So then I started reading a lot of books. I started reading, the first book I read was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and that changed my whole mind state. The person who told me to read that book, he's actually best friends with Dana White. So I spent a summer out in Vegas and was hanging around Dana White, president of the UFC, and my girlfriend's uncle, which is best friends with them. And it really opened up my eyes to the world, the life that I wanted to live, but I just didn't even know where to start.
Right.
So he told me, I think that, the move that you got to make is trying to figure out how to make some money. That can be a move, but really the move that you can make is reading a book, and that could be a huge move for you. I read that book, it changed my whole mind state. The law of attraction started working my way, and I ended up meeting one of my friends who's an entrepreneur, and he wholesales real estate. I got into that, started wholesaling real estate, and then I ended up meeting more mentors. And I met a mentor who's 72 years old, multimillionaire, 11 streams of income. And he's been teaching me a lot about money. And now I work for his financial company, Financial Freedom Incorporated. And here I am today. I'm here for the journey, man. I got a plan. I'm just going to stick with it. And I've been having a lot of fun lately, and I've been helping a lot of people. So that's me.
That's awesome, man. That's an awesome story. What do you think some of the biggest takeaways from Think and Grow Rich? What are some of the things that you think you could say, amongst other your experiences as mentors you've been able to apply towards your success? What are some of the things from that book in particular that you really resonated with?
I took a lot of leadership skills away from that book. One thing that I really got out of it too, actually keep it on my background on my phone every day. There's a lot of good quotes in there. There's a lot of great stories, but one of them is winners never quit and quitters never win. So if you quit, you'll never be a winner. If you want to win, you'll never quit because winners never quit. That really kind of keeps me going a lot. Another one is there's a story in there. Pretty much he knew that he wanted to work for Thomas Edison. And what he did is he lived all the way across the country. He had his life going for him, but he didn't want to do what he was doing. You know, he knew what he wanted out of life. Right. So he knew that he had to go after it. His goal is he wanted to work for Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors ever. And he wanted to be his right-hand man. He dropped everything. He stepped out of his comfort zone. He burnt all bridges behind him, left his work, left where he was comfortable, left his hometown, and hopped on a freight train. Those are trains that don't even have seats. He just hopped on the train that was heading where Thomas Edison was working, and he knew that once he did that, he could never go back. He knew that if all failed, he couldn't go back. He burnt all bridges behind him. It was either he was going to accomplish what he was doing or he was going to accomplish what he was doing, because if he didn't, there was no turning back. He knew. So that's kind of how I feel. Quit that job on the spot. I knew it wasn't for me. I know I'll never go back. There is no me going back. You know, there is no me going into the Air Force no more, following my dreams, or that's it. And there's a lot I took away from that book. That's one of the biggest things, you know, burn all bridges behind you. Of course, not with people. If you want something, don't give yourself a plan B. If this fails, okay, I'll go back to my job that I hate, because there's no point of doing that. If you don't love what you're doing, don't do it.
What are some of the long-term, short-term, 1 year, 5 year, where do you see yourself in, say 1 year or 5 years time from today?
In 1 year, I've set my goal. I want to be up there making multiple six figures a year, helping a lot of people, and I want to have that time freedom I was talking about. I mean, I'm still 21. I'm young. There's a lot of growth here. I'm working to become a 10. I know it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of dedication and patience. In 1 year, I just want to be able to be all the way working for myself, because I was challenged by my mentor. Right now, I work at P.F. Chang's. I serve there every couple of nights a week. My mentor, he actually challenged me. He said, Jamarri, don't quit your job until you make as much money a month working with me, doing this financial business, as much as I'm making a year at P.F. Chang's serving there, and I'll be making that a month with him. He'll show me how to do it. So that's my goal. So I'm hoping in a year, or maybe even before a year, I would have hit that goal and made as much money a month that I do a year working my job. And that's one of my 1 year short-term goals.
How long have you been working as a financial strategist?
I've been doing this for almost a year now. It's been a lot of fun, man.
So about a year, so you definitely got to have some patience.
This is the thing about entrepreneurship, you know, and building wealth. I've been learning this a lot lately. It's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do in your life. You know, it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of dedication. This stuff just doesn't come overnight. A lot of people want to say people who get wealthy, it's luck. It takes a lot of hard work. I know with growth, it takes time. And that's when that patience comes in. If you're not willing to take the time to learn and fail forward, you'll never reach where you want to be, because you got to step out your comfort zone. You got to be teachable. You got to be coachable, and you got to have a burning desire to achieve what you want. You got to want your dreams as much as you need air, you know, and if you don't feel that way, you need to get there, because it's going to take time. It's going to take patience, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. So that's what I've been learning.
I've always felt like the patience aspect of entrepreneurship is kind of like the non-entrepreneurial path of just choosing, you know, a job, a career, and then maybe switching careers at some point. Entrepreneurs really are jumping off of a ledge, right? Like taking that freight train. You know, you quit your job, you decided you're going to say no to the Air Force. And a lot of people that I've met that are, you know, great people that are in the Air Force. And I know Colorado has a big Air Force community. So shout out to the Air Force community and some of our country's finest. But for entrepreneurs, I think you really have to accelerate from dot to dot a little bit faster than just one career or two careers. So it's common to have to fail forward more quickly. So like you said, Jamarri, about not having air to breathe without the entrepreneurial vision, it forces you to gasp air a little bit quicker, because you need to be catching yourself when you fall and getting up faster than the average person, because that's part of this game. Tell us a little bit about what, you know, currently involved as a financial strategist. What are some of the services that you offer your clientele today that they might be interested in reaching out to you to find out more about?
We do a lot with retirement planning, college planning. We teach people how to manage their money. We show people how to get off the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Because, I mean, if you guys look it up right now, 50% of Americans are paycheck to paycheck, you know, and that's wild. I mean, we live in the richest country in the world, and everybody, you know, almost everybody, 8 out of 10 people that are in a room are paycheck to paycheck. 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. When it comes to money, people aren't financially educated. You know, a lot of people are prideful about their money. There's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to money that people just don't talk about. Talk about it with the wealthy. We teach people how to become their own banker, and that's one of our biggest things. You show people how to put away tax-free money legally. That's working hard for them. Warren Buffett says 3 keys to a good investment is it's safe, it's working hard for you, and it's liquid, and it's often tax deferred. I could show people how to put away tax-free money legally. I got to say legally, because a lot of people are probably like, how in the world do you skip taxes? There's just a loophole in the system that allows us to do that. So that way we can buy out the IRS. So I buy everything for myself. It's amazing. So yeah, if you guys want to touch bases with me and shoot me a message, you guys can email me at JamarriHolloway@gmail.com. So that would be JamarriHolloway, HOLLOWAY teach a lot of people about money. We're definitely very educationally based. You know, we travel all over and we give presentations about different perspectives to look at money. A lot of people are trained one way, and you know, if that one way was working, those statistics wouldn't be what they are right now. We got the wife and the husband in the household both working 40-hour jobs, and I know you guys have seen a lot of people or a lot of families in their household that mom and the dad is working full-time jobs and they're still paycheck to paycheck. There's just some financial education that's just missing. Back in the day, the wife stayed at home, she was a homemaker, and the husband was out working, and that was okay. But now it's 2019 and it's not like that no more. That just means something needs to change. And I could show you guys how to do that. It's just a couple tweaks. It's easy to do, easy not to do, but that's why people don't do it, because it's easy not to do also.
And you guys, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You know, remember, this is Patience, the podcast. So essentially, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, you know, you're just trying to skip the process.
Yep.
And longevity in your future comes from investing in the stuff you can do right now and doing those little things every single day. You know, so you have to fucking give your all every single day. You have to invest in yourself every single day and take the small steps and do the little small things. So eventually your future can be way brighter than what you're going through now or your past. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is for people who actually want to invest in themselves and over time make something out of themselves and become something more than who they are. Even if you're not trying to get rich and you just want a little bit more money on the side, or you want to save up for something big, or you are trying to get rich and you're looking for more ways to invest and more ways to save more money, more ways to have more money. You know, I definitely encourage everyone to reach out to Jamarri, because this is something that, you know, could possibly change your life, you know, and this isn't the only one thing you have to do. Like you hear Jamarri say, he works a job, he invests in real estate, and he works as a financial strategist. That's damn near 3-4 different streams of income right then and there. So, you know what, I just want to take the time out to say, everybody, you know, it's the little steps, it's the small things that you do over time that are really going to have an impact and change your life. And whether it's picking up and reading that book, whether it's putting on this podcast and listening to this podcast and finding out this, you know, these are things that will speak to you. And when you go ahead and put it in action, you know what I'm saying, you will be able to move some mountains. So everyone listening right now, you know what I'm saying, make sure you give my boy a call, send him an email, reach out to him, because right now we are providing value for you guys that you're not going to get anywhere else unless, you know, you were able to come across an individual like this. This is something completely unique to him and to Financial Freedom Incorporated. So I definitely do recommend, you know, everyone go ahead and, you know, if you're really trying to change your life and better yourself and at least, you know, go in the right direction with one step at a time. This is something that I would go ahead and look more into.
Like I said, I'm all about providing value. One thing I do want to say is to everybody, if you've taken something from me today, whatever that is, I need one of them to be pay yourself first. You know, a lot of people are so used to getting their paycheck, paying their bills, spending, and then saving a little, you know. That's what a lot of Americans do. But I promise you guys, if you switch stuff around and you get your paycheck, you pay yourself, you save, you invest, you know, and then you pay your bills and then spend, it will change everything. You know, it's just changing around one thing. Like I said, it's easy to do, easy not to do. But if you switch one thing over, it will change everything for you. And that's paying yourself first, you know, because nobody's going to take care of you but you. And you guys got to remember that, you know, you're paying your house off, you know, very well, just like everybody's probably told you, you know, you got your home loan, you know, pay it off, you know, make sure you make your payments, pay them early, pay a little bit extra too. You know, a lot of people are taught that, but guess what? If a hard month comes around, which for the most part, it happens, you know, it's life, you know, that happens. And you call your mortgage loan people, and you say, hey, I've paid early, I've paid extra some months, this is a hard month for me, I skipped the payment this month, they're going to say, hell no. They're going to take your house, you know, that's what I mean. Nobody's going to take care of you but you. So pay yourself first, guys.
Amen to that. So Jamarri, I definitely got to say thank you for blessing us with value. I know you had a chance to bless Sammie and I with some knowledge about real estate. I just want to share that with some of our listeners. Buying a home, your first home, your second home, your fifth home, a lot of people already know this, but for those who don't, the first sale of a house as a single person, you can get up to $250,000 tax-free on that sale. And as a married couple, you can get up to the first $500,000 of profit tax-free. So we just want to thank you for sharing that with us. Leave us one more tidbit of knowledge in your financial entrepreneur journey. Give some of our listeners a little bit of insight into what a good way to seek out a mentor, somebody that you might be able to work for free for. What's a method that you've used or that you could recommend, you know, point some of these younger listeners that are looking for somebody to look up to and really need some of that entrepreneurial direction in their life today?
For me, to be honest, if you want to be rich or wealthy, whatever that means to you, successful, it's not outside. It's not the material things that you have. It all starts with the mind state. Get some books, seeking out a mentor. Shoot, you know, there's some things that some people, I guess, don't realize because we're not taught. But if you can see an opportunity when it comes, or you meet somebody, let's say, like for me, I've had a couple people that I can see the visuals. I could see that they have what I want. That's another thing. Look for somebody that has what you want. Because if you find that person and they have what then you have, or they have what you want, you could shortcut your success tremendously. Because guess what? They see that you want it that bad and you're willing to put in the work. Most people are going to want to pour into you, because there's not a lot of people that come into, you know, lives that are like wanting to learn what they have done, you know, or what they know, you know. So a lot of people, I've learned that if you find that person, a lot of them will mentor you, mostly if you're showing them that you will do what it takes. You know, you're asking them questions. Shoot, if somebody came up to me and said, hey, Jamarri, how can I get in the position that you're in right now? You know, what have you learned? Shoot, I'll be like, dang, nobody asks me this every day. Shoot, let me tell you, there's not a lot of people that have that mind state or have the courage to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, finding a mentor, find somebody that has what you want. Find that opportunity. A lot of opportunities don't come knocking on your door. You just have to be able to see them when they arise. So yeah, I mean, for me, read books, seek out a mentor, find somebody that is where you want to be in 10 years or 20 years, 30 years. One of my mentors, he's 72. Shoot, I'm 21. You know, we might not have nothing in common at all. You know, we might not listen to the same music. We might not have the same interest in girls. But guess what? What we do have in common is wanting to create wealth. We have that mind state. You know, you put great minds together, you'll create a mastermind. Look out for a mentor. Read that book. Change the things that you do. Step out your comfort zone. Your wealth zone is inside your comfort zone. So if you expand your comfort zone, your wealth zone will grow. burn some bridges, you know, don't give yourself a plan B. Take that jump. You know, your parachute will eventually open. You just got to take that jump.
I think we'll definitely have a part 2 of this one, so we can provide some more value for you guys. Continue to keep up with what Jamarri is doing. I think it's really great what he has going on. I would just like to say to all listeners and viewers out there, get out and just do shit. That's what Jamarri is saying. That's what we always preach in the shows. You get out and go fucking do something and have the patience and the ambition and the drive. So go out and just make it happen. There's not anything stopping you. No one's stopping you from becoming wealthy. No one's stopping you from getting that girl. No one's stopping you from buying that new car. No one's stopping you from being the best you can be and from living the best life that you can live. So I definitely want to encourage everyone, you know, to stop making excuses and just go out there and fucking do it. And then once you start doing it, have the patience and the humility to say, okay, it's not going to happen overnight. It may not happen this year. It may not happen next year. Shit, it may not happen in the next 3 years, but you have a long life ahead of you. No matter if you're 45 to 25 to 15 to 13 to whatever it is, however you're old and you're listening to this podcast, you know, you have the time. You know, so stop bullshitting yourself and just make it happen. The only way you're going to be able to be around the greats is if you inspire to be great. And if you have the mindset to be great, you will attract more greatness into your life. So, and as well as the only way you're going to be like the people you want to be like is by learning, you know, is by doing some of the things that they do. So if you work all the time, or if you're in school and you're only around your dipshit friends and your dipshit family members, and you don't have any people around you, you have to tell yourself every day that I am on the path to success. I am going to find some people that are going to change my life forever. Or people are looking for me right now. Great people are coming into my life. And you have to speak it into existence and go on YouTube. Keep listening to Patience, a podcast where we're going to have great people like Jamarri and, you know, people that are out doing these things, and study them, follow what they're doing. You know, go ahead, send them an email, you know, try to understand how to make more money, how to build more wealth for yourself. The only opportunities that you can really lose on are the ones that you don't take. So take the fucking opportunity, take the risk, just like Jamarri was saying, burn all those bridges behind you. Don't let anyone stop you. And most importantly, once you start, have the patience to not stop and just keep on going. That's Sammie G for you.
Jamarri, where can the people reach out to you on your social media, email? We want everybody to reach out to Jamarri and network with him.
Everything in the description as well, just so you guys know. So if you know, don't quite hear it well, or you can't write it down or whatever, you can always go back in the description and get all of his information he's about to tell you now.
JamarriHolloway at gmail.com, JamarriHolloway, gmail.com. Instagram is going to be J_Holloway, and that's going to be JAYY_HOLLOWAY. That's my Instagram. Shoot me a DM, follow me. And then also, I don't know how we can do this, but I've been trying to figure out if I should start documenting my life and my journey.
You need to, brother. You got to.
That, you know. So I'm thinking about going out and buying a camera and picking up, you know, the camera and start to record my life and, you know, and show people what I'm doing. So if you guys think that would be a good idea, DM me on my Instagram, email me, reach out to me, and let me know if you think that would be a great idea. You know, I want to get some feedback.
Next podcast, we're definitely gonna, you know, have some clips from Jamarri. He's gonna be talking about how his documenting is going. We're definitely pushing that on him today. So guys, just know, all my listeners, you know how I am, you know how me and Donny D are, you know what we speak about. It's all about fucking doing it. So this guy's definitely gonna be videotaping his life, definitely gonna be vlogging, you know, what's going on in his life, and we're gonna catch back up with him to make sure and follow up on him with how that's going. So just stay tuned for that.
If you're looking for a guy, you know, to add a little bit of jazz to your boring financial situation, or just want to get a little bit of knowledge, hit Jamarri up. Ask questions. I mean, this financial, you know, sector is not the most exciting. But Jamarri is a guy who will make it fun for you. He's got a lot of knowledge, at a young age. He's got a lot of insight. He's got a lot of mentors. Reach out to him. Tell him how you feel about wanting to document his journey. We're all trying to get a little bit better in terms of financial literacy. So, Jamarri, we want to thank you for joining us for episode 4. Again, we're going to do a part 2 if you're into that. We would love to have you back.
Stay hungry, stay foolish, like the great Steve Jobs said, man. Oh, and like the great Sammie G says, stay patient.
Stay patient. This is Patience the Podcast, episode 4. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.